Hello everyone and welcome to Faithful to the Traitors, where we are here to discuss the Traitors Ireland Series 1 Episode 3. We've reached the end of our first week.
Yes. Hey, do you like the set? Look, we're back.
We are.
If you're watching this on YouTube or on Spotify, we're back to where we belonged. Sorry, I just thought
the difference.
I just thought we'd mention it.
Spot the difference, everyone.
Spot the difference. And it means we also not only do we get to record in our nice shiny space, but we also get to go back to normal now. Everything's back to normal.
Yes, we should have our episodes out closer to transmission-ish.
Yes.
Than it has been this week.
So it's never been a better time than now.
You say that every episode.
To follow us and subscribe on our social media, on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on all of your favourite podcast apps. And you can find all these on our Linktree, linktr.ee/faithful2. It's got all the links on there, on our Linktree. And if you like the podcast, and if you want to buy us a gold bar, which isn't made of wood, sprayed with gold paint.
A bit of gold paint as well, not even a lot.
It's the fact the production didn't even try to get rid of the sound of wood hitting other wood. They kept going with the pretend imaginary idea of this is real gold going in the chest. This is real gold.
Clonk. MDF.
Then they
could have branded it or something with something.
Or anything.
But it was just a literal clonk of wood.
Just get rid of the sound of wood hitting wood when you're pretending it's gold bars.
Yeah, you could not pretend it was. You couldn't add a metal clink sound, could you? You'd be like...
Yeah, I would have enjoyed that. Because what's worse is that also when they showed a picture of the chest, it looked like a piece of wood. Because you could see the splinters on the end of the wood where they cut blocks of it.
Yeah, haphazardly.
You saw the veins of the wood, even though they painted it gold. I mean, no. I understand they're not going to use real gold in these challenges. But you know. Anyway, if you like the podcast and you want to give us a block of gold wood, then you can go to our buymeacoffee.com/faithful or coff.ee/faithful. And of course, my name is Alex.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've done this around the wrong way this episode.
I thought we'd do something a bit new.
My name's Ben.
We should have new graphics at the bottom of the screen as well.
Should we?
Because I found them as well. I've been digging out all the dirt.
Right. I mean, there is some corrections from last episode.
Always is.
Especially, this is my favourite comment on YouTube.
What, of all time?
Or just for now.
Okay.
It starts with this. And this is what I'm going to read. I agree with you, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Good comment.
Every series you have fans, and every series I feel more and more demeaned.
I'm Irish, and I couldn't make out what the girls were saying in the car either. They were laughing a lot. They were having a crack.
Having a crack.
So you saying that I was misogynistic by saying that they were cackling and I couldn't understand them.
I was
there
wrong.
You go.
Well, I don't mind admitting I was wrong. And it happened again this episode as well. On the episode,
yes,
there were the 4 girls in the car having a crack and they were laughing about something. And I turned to you and I looked at you and you had this big beaming smile on your face. And I knew exactly what you were thinking.
Was it about Nina?
It might have been about Nina.
What's your name and where do you come from?
So, Nina.
Oh, we're going straight there.
No, I'm just doing the corrections. Obviously, on the fact file, we tend to learn their name, age, a bit about them, their job. Yesterday, I said...
Here's another mistake.
Oh, there's another mistake. I thought this was the mistake. I yesterday said that she was a financial director, and that's why she's a bit icy. Yes.
And then I said...
she's used to meetings.
And I said she was a funeral director. And then, how we laughed at you and pointed fingers.
I can't read.
Prodded you. Ha, 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 ha. Imagine if you went to a funeral director and asked for financial advice. Wouldn't that be funny? Ha, 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 ha.
But I took it in my step and accepted it. And I said, it must have been wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is Nina's job for her fact file? Because she's gone, by the way, everyone.
Yeah, she's been banished this episode. We'll explain the reasons why in a second. She is a financial director.
Good. What was the other correction? I thought that was the mistake. There's another one?
No, that was it. That's the one I'm talking about.
Good. No more then.
Because I to be fair though, again, at least I admit it when I'm wrong. I was the one who spotted it and said, "Oh look, I was wrong."
True. I just trusted you.
You shouldn't.
So
you should. You and I are like Andrew and Pauldy. There's no trust whatsoever between them. Their relationship, not that great. It's as honest and genuine as a block of gold wood.
Well, it's just a true, honest Irish father-son relationship from that generation.
Don't you think
what we've been
it's
told.
weird between them two? Really is.
Yes,
like Andrew
well.
doesn't have any, like, isn't phased at all at the idea of just stabbing his father in the back.
But also, Paulie was like lying to him as well, saying that he's a faithful. Although I don't know if he's allowed to say if he is a traitor or not to someone he knows.
No, we've talked about this before, and we found out that it's the rules of the games. You're not allowed to openly admit that you're a traitor. So Paulie
had to lie.
Paulie was in a corner,
but he did say, "I'm quite fine with lying to my son." So
again,
he wasn't upset.
So he wasn't upset by it, and that's what I mean. So Paulie didn't mind lying again or further or even more deeper to
this was
his
at breakfast
son.
because it's just those two at breakfast at the beginning, wasn't it?
They both walk into the breakfast. Paulie lies to Andrew after Andrew outright asks him if he's a traitor, but as we know, he can't really say he is.
And then
says to Andrew, his son, Caitlin's been talking about you.
Saying your name.
And then we find out that Caitlin had been talking about Andrew. Yes, Paulie wasn't lying.
Yes.
But it was in the conclave, not in an open space. And then when Caitlin called him out at the round table about it, Paulie couldn't then say, oh, yeah, look, well, he did say, oh, there were those people about. Who were they? Say Caitlin. Paulie. Yeah.
It was me, you and Eamon. We were around like a circle thing. Maybe it was a kitchen table.
After midnight, I believe. It was quite cold.
You had a cloak on.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were writing a name on a piece of paper.
It didn't go well because Andrew went straight to Caitlin and said,
he did.
Someone's just said your name, Paulie. And it's like, well...
What a tattle he is.
Yes.
He went straight to Caitlin about his own father. Like, to be fair, I think Paulie thought that he could trust Andrew to keep that information to himself. Almost, I think, is a way of getting Andrew on his side. And then what does Andrew do? Stabs him right in the back.
Well, obviously being a faithful means more than blood.
Well, clearly, this game has really brought out quite an interesting dynamic between this father and son. Last episode...
Therapy.
I think this is what they're going to have to pay the €50,000 for. Not a house deposit. Therapy. Andrew is, last episode shouting out for Daddy. Daddy, help me, Daddy.
Even he admitted at breakfast, he was like, I don't know why I said Daddy.
I don't know why I said Daddy.
It was just a moment. So even he admits it was a bit odd. It
was just insane. Like this whole story arc on this episode was Paulie told Andrew that Caitlin said his name. Andrew confronted Caitlin about it. Caitlin was pissed. She thought she couldn't trust Eamon. Eamon is actually now a team with Caitlin and they've decided they're going to go against Paulie. Yeah. And then Paulie later after the round table when Caitlin confronted him said to Caitlin, oh yeah, I realised now it was at the conclave that I said this. Yeah. And Caitlin's like, don't fucking say that in front of me, in front of everyone. Stop this, Paulie. And then when they're at the conclave at the end of the episode, he looks so crestfallen. He looks so
He's a bit
sad.
over his head, I feel. He, like when Siobhan was like, right, time for the mission, there was a cut to him and he went... It's like, okay.
Paulie doesn't want to be there. Paulie's had enough. He's lied to his family.
He's just thinking, I'm going to have to walk for a stream again, aren't I? And get my feet wet for no reason at all and get trench foot. So
he's lied to his own wife. He's lying to his children. None of his family know where they are. They've called the Garda and asked him where he is. They said,
he is the Garda.
My husband's gone missing. Eamon gets a call in his earpiece. Anyway, nuts. Absolutely nuts.
So we were wrong as well with the murder because we thought Mark was probably going to go. But it was actually lovely Niall.
Mark went a bit quiet this episode as well, didn't he?
So Michelle's son passed away.
Would you like to do... Yes, we'll talk about that, Michelle and Niall. But would you like to do What's Your Name and Where Did You Come From, Niall? And talk about his Instagram page? Well, you seem to know a lot about his Instagram page.
Okay, well, I think, from what I can gather, is that he's a teacher.
We know he's a teacher.
I think he's a sports teacher or PE teacher.
Right. So how did you gather this information? Please share.
Well, because there's lots of videos of him like playing sports. And I thought you must
without a top on?
No. But he does have a top off a lot in the things. He had a big makeover for PT.
I genuinely wonder where that was going. He had a big short pause.
A big Irish.
Big Irish
something
makeover.
So I'm assuming I don't have a fact file this series, so I'm just going to make things up for every contestant. And
we have asked
it's true.
RTE if you're listening, or watching. We have asked
send
you.
Us one.
Send us a fact file. Come on, what's the harm?
Why not?
What's the crack?
Hey? Otherwise, I'm just going to make things up about your contestants, and I'm going to get away with it too.
Well, you're not making anything up. You're just.
I am. I'm saying he's a PE teacher.
A PE teacher.
Or a sports teacher.
You seem to be pulling your information from Instagram.
That's the only place to get any information with these people.
It's a solid place.
So if there's any more information about Niall, let me know.
Michelle was, at the moment, as you said, very upset that her son had now been murdered.
Gloves are off.
Gloves were off.
Michelle, I'm not sure I'm liking her gameplay. Even though she was like my favourite at one point.
What's Michelle done wrong?
Well, she had a go at Vanessa for crying. And she was like, well, I didn't really get it. It's like, you weren't that close to Diane. And it's like, well, Michelle, you were crying. So don't now turn to Vanessa and say, why are you crying? When she was also crying. It's like, well, maybe people think you shouldn't have been crying because of what Nina said to you. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was a bit unfair for Vanessa. I feel sorry for Vanessa. People keep to... People
zoning
on her
in
for
on
no
that, aren't
reason.
they? Everyone seems to be going on about it. Christine also mentioned it and said that she didn't trust the tears and that it was all a play just to make people kind of sympathise.
Not sure about Christine even now. Vanessa's my new... Now Niall's dead. I'm Team Vanessa.
I'm seeing there was a road leading to Vanessa being your new favourite but the two people you now don't like quite so much are two people who are going against Vanessa.
Only because you just said that then. I'm very fickle.
But
Just wait till next week.
Michelle was also really angry because she trusted Niall with all of her information. And now that information, a bit like data being deleted by aliens in War of the Worlds Amazon remake movie.
Right. Okay.
Her information has now been deleted from the game because Niall has
And she thought
exited.
Niall was like taken off personally to attack her as well. It's like,
She did take it very personally, didn't she?
Yeah, she thought the traitor had personally done it to affect her game. It's like, well, okay. They didn't.
Nick was disgusted.
Who's Nick? Oh yeah, Nick. Yes.
We know who Nick is. Nick's
No, I
already
do.
crossed
There's
his
still a
arms in
lot
the face.
of names, so I have to like scan through them really quickly to remember.
Nick had an itch.
He doesn't
needed a
drink tea or
scratch.
coffee, does he?
No, he doesn't, which I wouldn't trust either. Again, Christine was right to not trust a man, or anyone for that matter, who doesn't drink tea or coffee. But Nick had an itch. He wanted a scratch, and that itch was Eamon.
Oh, not Ben. Or Niall.
Ben's your itch that you need to scratch, and I feel like you need some time just to get rid of this.
No,
okay?
I'm bored of him now.
Are you?
Yep.
No, you're not.
I'm Team Patrick.
Patrick again. The friendship between Patrick and Nina continued. Well, that's what I'm saying. The war between them two. This could have gone on and on and on every episode in the series, but it's thankfully because it was already irritating me, the fact that we had two people who basically they're only voting for each other and only accusing each other because they
and their
genuinely
reasons
don't
are
like
literally,
each other.
I think you know why. I think you know why. It's like, yeah, we know
Every
why.
time. We know why because you don't like
I don't think you're a traitor, but I'm voting for you.
Yeah. So I'm glad, as sad as it was that Nina went out on very suspicious circumstances because it felt like it was again a gang. Even though the votes wouldn't necessarily relate to that or correlate with that, I do feel like it was a bit of a ganging up on Nina on this episode, like they did with Diane on the last. But I am glad she's gone. Likewise, I would have been glad if Patrick had gone because I was just already bored of them not basically voting for each other purely based on their friendship not being as close as everyone else's.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a polite way of putting it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I'd be more fussed about Nina going than I am. I don't know why. There's something about, I don't know. I didn't think she was playing a particularly good game, and like she really like unraveled around the round table where like multiple people kept going like, you said this, and she was like, no, I didn't. I said this, and someone else would be like, wait, I was there. You didn't say that. And she was like, no, I didn't. And it was like, sorry.
She was tying herself in knots.
Yeah, and it's
again,
like she was a
Michelle
faithful.
spotted.
Yeah. Good for Michelle, my favourite.
She was a faithful, but she was a bad faithful. There's bad faithfuls, don't forget, in this game. There's faithfuls that just play. Sometimes they do it on purpose for some twisted reason, and they deliberately try to make it more difficult for the faithful to find traitors just because it's a kind of a little sick game they like to play. But I think in Nina's case, I just think that she was a bad faithful because she couldn't keep up with what she was saying. And then when she called Patrick out about something and everyone around the table said no, what Patrick said was correct, and Nina was like, oh, okay, then I must be wrong.
I mean, in defense of Nina, there is a lot of times where it is like a known thing where you have a conversation with someone, you ask one person what was the conversation they say, and then you ask someone, the conversation you say what you thought you said. That's a very common thing. We all remember Joe from Big Brother. From S Club 7. Did I say that? I don't remember saying that.
I don't think we need to talk about that series of Big Brother, do we?
No, but I'm just, you know what I'm saying.
Let's not, especially in the current climate. God, Jade will probably get that series in this flipping climate.
True.
But yeah, no, Nina tied herself in knots, and it was a very sad situation. She apologised to Faye because she said she threw her under the bus on the last round table, and then Faye said, no, I admitted that I said Michelle's name. And even Michelle was like, yeah, she just admitted it, and I forgave her for it.
I think that was the moment where, like, I think it solidated enough. It
unraveled a little bit.
Yeah, where she was like, "Oh, I guess I threw you under the bus, so I'm sorry." And she's like, "No, you did." And I was like, "Did I? Did I say that?" So yeah, I mean, we did also say goodbye to another contestant who had already said goodbye to an episode 1.
Well, I was about to
permanent
say,
goodbye
at
now.
the challenge, there were 2 people watching the game of Daisy Chain as they were bringing the gold blocks down
throwing
toward the
lots
chest.
of wood at each other's head.
Ben
was digging.
I was about to say, was Ben throwing wood, Ben?
No, he's got no wood left. He was just
Did
digging.
you visit the castle at the time, did you?
He was getting his fingers dirty. Digging in the mud.
That's a euphemism, is it?
Also, I don't like how this lot, the contestants, what are like the men do that and we do. Do you know what I mean? They're doing that a lot. And when they were picking who to save between John and Gemma, they were like, "We need strength." And John is like, "Oh, piss off."
No, I
don't need that.
Again, I'm not taking sides on this, but they had eliminated 2 men at this point, and so they thought that it was only even to even it up a little bit. And Caitlin herself said in the conclave at the end of the episode that they should get rid of a woman because it would even up the numbers.
So what you're saying is that Caitlin hates women?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Caitlin's a woman hater.
Well, you said it, not me.
Of course she's not. We love Caitlin. In fact, Caitlin, for me, if a traitor's to win and I'm going in early, Caitlin to win.
Oh, yeah, Team Caitlin. Until Thingy nearly ruined her game.
Well, yes, but she's fighting well, because when Paul as I said, took her to one side, she then said, "No, Paul I know you're lying." He said, "Get away from me." And Paul said, "Okay, I'll talk to you in the conclave then." He's like, "Shut up, Paul shut up." So
they had John and Gemma both had to say they were on like a stake, weren't they, to be burnt?
They were being hung.
Or were they being hung if they were being burnt?
No, they were tied to a stake.
Oh, okay. Tied to a stake. Shame. And they had to vote with their blocks of gold wood, who to save, who to not. And Gemma was like, "Please save me because I don't have much confidence and I don't have many friends. I don't see many people. This would be a really nice chance for me to maybe do something." And everyone just looked at her and was like,
"No,
no, we need the money. We need a man.
We need a man." So, all the challenges have not even been necessarily...
Series 2.
Well, all the challenges necessarily haven't even been physical, particularly overly physical.
Only the first one. Physicals, you know who.
But as you say, Gemma, Series 2, please. RTE, bring her back.
Poor
and Gemma should be the one at the start of the show who gets to choose which 2 get to go from the castle from the beginning. That would be a twist. Or she could just return as an observer, like... Because it Kate in American Traitors.
Don't give spoilers. We had a message today.
Yeah.
The fact that you keep doing spoilers during all our shows over these years. We had someone message us today who's just watched Series 1 of New Zealand and was like, "There's a spoiler." And I was like, that was like 2 years ago and people are still getting annoyed with you.
That there was an observer in one of the series
and then you said
of the
Kate.
Traitors. Okay.
I'm just saying, just stop. We live in Ireland only in this bubble that we're in right now. Ireland only.
Do you know what I fancy then? A Guinness.
Do you?
Come on.
No, I don't like them. They stink.
Well, just because you don't like them doesn't mean I can't have one.
They don't drink much in this castle, do they? The contestants.
Tea and coffee and chocolate biscuits, chocky bickies.
Yes. I love trays and trays and trays of them.
I love their food pyramids. Like every room, they have another like tea. What do you call them? Like those plates, like they serve. It's like very like wartime. Like your nan. Remember when you were younger, you'd stay at your nan and granddad's house, and she'd walk in with a tray and have a teapot with a cozy on top, teacups, and then some bread and butter and some chocolate biscuits. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're visiting your nan's house when you see them all sat round.
Siobhan must be a good host.
Well, she is a wonderful host. Did you notice when John won back the right to get into the game that all the girls were like getting giddy? Like they were all sat on the front. That's because he had a
shield. That's the only reason.
Well, so they were dirty flirting with him just because they wanted his dirty fit shield.
They all were, and then Paulie was like, "Well, I'm not going to do this," and he walked out, and then he followed him. John followed him out. So they were all after the shield and nothing else.
Do you reckon?
Yes.
I think that John's got a hold on them women.
Well, he is a firefighter, so there may be a calendar out there. Or a potential for a calendar now.
I just think
John's calendar.
John's one of those kind of like always a bachelor type guys. And like he just somehow always, like if he walks into a room, women look at him and men want to be him. He's that kind of character. John's got that kind of look to him. Do you know what I mean? Like even when I'm watching the series and John comes on screen and you see his big firefighter face, even I twitch a little bit.
John Malone, he's got a baby. So
he has a picture of him holding a baby. A, it's not necessarily from his loins, and B, that could be
true.
That could be
anything.
Evidence.
a lot of the contestants, their Instagram are just like not much.
Well, they've obviously started an Instagram because now they're on TV and they're famous.
I was going to find out something for you then, but I guess I
don't want to know anything about John until he either gets banished, murdered, or wins.
Okay,
because that's the whole idea of what's your name and where'd you come from.
Yes,
John.
True.
Yes, true.
But we know he's a firefighter.
John had a shield. He could give it to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
He gave it to Kate.
Yeah, after observing the round table. So obviously he observed all that with Paul D's accusations and the stuff. And he was like, which one is a faithful out of all of these contestants who I need to protect? Caitlin is who he picked.
And I think by association then, because he thinks Caitlin is a faithful, he thinks that she had spotted Paul D as a traitor, that she was right to accuse him, and so he gave her the shield because it would protect her from Paul D tonight.
And a little hint, let's do this tomorrow.
I don't know why Caitlin was dropping because of a couple of people, I can't remember now, but two of the girls, she was saying to them, if I stay tonight, that means they try to murder me, and that means it's definitely Paul D. But a traitor can't go for themselves.
We think that's what she said. It was a bit all rushed. She said it to Joanne and either Christine or Linda or Kelly.
Just fascinating.
Not sure which one. I know it was Joanne definitely.
Right.
And then another woman.
Okay.
By the way, dark horse predictions here from me.
Mm-hmm.
Keep an eye out on Linda.
Oh yeah.
As a contestant, as
since
a finalist.
Since you found out that she was a doctor?
Yes.
You got
But also she had some moments, and I thought that is the signs of a good game player in the later half of the series. That's why they're not giving her lots of screen time now, because there's going to be lots later.
Based on your thoughts about her being a dark horse, then how do you feel about Faye voting for her at the round table tonight?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. You're not thinking that Faye thinks.
Well, I don't think Faye has
dangerous.
No.
You keep saying every episode you think Faye's out.
Well, every episode, the traitors, she's always one of the three. Quite a lot.
To get murdered.
Yeah, she's that again. So
in the conclave.
So they obviously want to get rid of her, and I think when they can, they will.
Did you notice that Eamon had a lot of heat on him at the round table as well?
No, I thought he was going to go this episode.
He was trying to push an idea onto people that Oyen wasn't speaking a lot, and that was kind of would cause some suspicion. Then Kelly pointed out that Eamon had said at the last round table that people need to be more open and giving their opinions, but then at the breakfast table that morning, he told people to keep their ideas to themselves, and that was a big contradiction.
That was stupid.
Eamon wiggled out of that quite well.
He did, and he even won over Nick, because Nick then chimed in and was like, yes, I have suspicions of you too.
When Nick said his personality has changed since they did the tap on the shoulder.
But he managed to work his way out of that, and he kind of... But like the round table, the votes were all kind of scattered everywhere. It was they don't really have an idea or a solid idea.
But I think they've got something on Eamon, but they're just not quite there to trigger it.
Does that have the numbers?
Well, this is the thing. Eamon is the one of all the traitors, although I think this could change next week. I think Paul D is going to be... I think there's going to be some backstabbing by Kate and Eamon next week.
There has to be now.
It has to be.
Paul D's... He's made his bed.
And Caitlin seems really kind of scatty about whether to trust either of them. Like at the beginning of the episode, she said she didn't trust Eamon. She did trust Paul D, but after this, she now trusts Eamon. But by the end of the episode, she was like, well, I don't really trust Eamon that much, but I trust him more than Paul D. I feel like
she can't trust Eamon because he's very wanting to cause chaos all the time with his choice of murders. That is good. But as Caitlin, she's probably thinking, well... If he wants to get rid of me and it will cause a bit of chaos, he probably will try. So that's probably why she's a bit iffy on him.
But I noticed at the conclave when they were talking about who to murder tonight that there was a lot of respect. I think Eamon's respect for Caitlin had really risen, and so he kind of let Caitlin take the lead this time. Where Eamon had taken the lead for the last couple of murders, Eamon was happy just to kind of doff the responsibility onto Caitlin. Well, again, as we said earlier, Pauldy kind of just sat there like a naughty puppy with his tail between his legs, like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say what I said in the concave to you. So Caitlin was the one who ultimately chose the three girls.
Has the power.
She chose Michelle because Michelle is very strong, and it would again kind of be a bit of an upset in the group. She chose Faye because there's no suspicion on Faye particularly, so it would kind of just be a meh. She can just go.
And it won't lead back to any of the traitors.
Yep, and Christine, because Christine is very dangerous. She's a bit like a dog with a bone. When she gets an idea, she can be really aggressive about really going and forcing it into other people's minds. So of those three, who do you think will be going? And we'll be saying goodbye to them next week on the podcast.
I don't think they'll bother with Michelle because they just did the Niles. And if they they would have just got rid of Michelle yesterday if that's the case, and not Niall. I'm wondering Faye's time, because they've mentioned her a few times as potential, and Christine just seemed like a bit.
You just
random.
don't like Faye.
I don't not
Faye's
like Faye.
Yes,
How
you
dare
did.
you?
You said she was one of your list. Christine.
I said
Faye.
Michelle and Christine were on my list too.
Yeah.
So all three are on my list.
You just hate women, don't you?
My auntie would know because I like Vanessa.
You and Caitlin would get on famously.
And I like Linda and Caitlin.
Sure.
I don't like any of the men, actually, while we're on it. And I like Joanne too. So
you like one of the men?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No.
You like your namesake.
No, I'm bored of him now.
You're bored of Ben?
No, I'm not
What is it
really.
about Ben that's upset you?
He's on holiday.
Can you pay attention to the podcast, please?
Sorry,
rather than looking at your
notifications
phone?
keep
Is this
popping
boring
up.
for you?
No.
Do you not want to do this anymore?
I want I think Christine will go, but Faye out of the three, maybe. No, I don't know actually. No, Christine.
Okay.
Not Faye, not Michelle.
Why you were thinking, something came to my mind, two things. One, I looked on our picture of all the people playing the game and I forgot Amy existed. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
I forgot that she was even in the game. And
She has done a few things, but
nothing of note.
No.
And two, Wilkin escaped getting any votes this episode. Last episode, he was almost gone with Diane.
I know, but he's not getting no screen time either. Wilkin and Amy.
It's because they're not talking very often.
Or Ian is either. She's like getting no, but apparently Eamon said that she was an introvert. But so maybe that's why she's not.
Is she
doing
because
much.
she's a influencer?
Right. Maybe she's an introvert and influencer. There's a niche for everyone out there and a fan base for everyone.
I just imagine that someone who
Look at us.
What about
We're
us?
influencers of
Are we influencers? We
of reality
influence
competition shows.
All right. Well, I think Faye's to go. I think they're going to just do a nice.
So
easy...
you hate Faye. I'm
No, I
going to turn
don't-
it back onto you now.
I don't hate
So you
Faye.
hate women.
Well, of course, but mainly Faye. No, she's main character energy, but unfortunately, I think she's
Michelle's
run
the
out
main
of steam.
character now. She took her main character. And now she is.
Faye has run out of steam. I think Faye went in full guns blazing, and by the second day, she's tired herself out. And she just needs to go home and have a bit of a nap. Nothing against Faye. I just think that at this point, she's going to... I think they're going for a safe option just to kind of like settle the waters a little bit. They've thrown the stones into the lock. It's caused a lot of effects, ripples into the sea.
Right.
It's called a butterfly effect. It's gone... But now they're just like...
We're putting a bit too much emphasis on this, I think.
Piddly little,
it's not done that much.
piddly little buttons, little wooden blocks have gone into there, and now Faye's going as well. But that's not to say Faye's contribution to the show has been pointless, which is
so far we have a track
like
record of getting everything wrong on this series.
and
so
that's why people should listen to the podcast every day.
So, and also on episode 1, we said Faye was going to be a finalist. So now look at us. So don't listen to what we say.
Nah.
Don't believe what we say.
Don't believe what we say.
Are
but
we? I just realised we've not been saying our catchphrase this series at the beginning of the episode.
we move on.
Faye, I can't remember what it was, but we're
Well, our
acting
catchphrase is,
like traitors.
Do you ride a bike to work?
No, it's not.
So even though our opinions mean nothing, your opinions have a lot of weight. They're as heavy as, not to really, tire out this joke, but a wooden block painted with gold spray paint. So don't forget to comment underneath if you're listening to us on YouTube, or comment on our Spotify if you're watching or listening to us on there, or listening to us on any of your favorite podcast apps. And you can find all the links, including our social media, including Instagram and TikTok, on our Linktree, linktr.ee/faithful2. And if you like the podcast, don't forget you can throw us a gold coin by buymeacoffee.com/faithful or coff.ee/faithful. All the details were or are at the bottom of the screen, including QR codes. So it's easier than ever to do all those links right now.
How do I scan a QR code if I'm watching on my phone?
Well, you open up your camera app. When you're on your phone, you can take a screenshot and then go to your
And then click
photos,
it,
and then it shows you on there.
Good, I'm glad you had the answer.
Look at this smart ass over there.
You could be you can be an influencer any day.
Absolutely. But the only way I'm going to become an influencer with my old love interest Ben is if you like, subscribe, ring the bell, and do all the things that makes people know that we're there. And don't forget to comment underneath the podcast videos, because it really does help with the show. So if you can't afford to buy us a coffee, at least afford us some of your thoughts.
Just click the share button. You don't even have to actually share it to someone. If you just click the button, the algorithm thinks
Tell you
you've
what you should
shared it.
do. Click the share button,
Right.
then choose whatever messaging app you want to use, and then just go until it stops, and then whatever's at the top, click on them and send it to them. And then when they say to you, if it's like someone you've not spoken to for months, years, Maybe it's like Andrew and his dad, Pauldy.
Yeah, you could rebuild relationships.
You could rebuild a relationship. So there you go.
Well, there you go then. So we'll see you again next week, hopefully at a slightly earlier time, now that we're back on schedule for the next lots of episodes and presumably Faye's funeral. Until then, goodbye.
You seem to relish that idea.